Maintaining a clean home as a senior facing disability or chronic pain can be challenging. The physical challenges, energy limitations, and even mental strain can make what once seemed like simple tasks feel monumental. However, by adopting adaptive tools, establishing manageable routines, and seeking support when needed, you can create a comfortable living environment that suits your needs. Based on what I've learned from countless shared experiences and personal stories, here are some unique and practical tips to help you maintain your home without overexertion, ensuring your space remains a sanctuary of comfort and safety. Number 1. Use furniture sliders for easy rearranging. Moving furniture to clean underneath can feel impossible, especially when you're in pain. Furniture sliders are small pads placed under heavy furniture that allow you to glide sofas, chairs, and tables with minimal effort. These sliders are inexpensive and reduce the physical strain of deep cleaning. Sophia, a senior dealing with chronic back pain, shared her experience. "I used to dread cleaning under the couch, but with sliders, I just give it a little push, clean up and slide it back. No more stress on my back." You can purchase furniture sliders at hardware stores, major retailers like Walmart or Target, or online through platforms like Amazon. When choosing sliders, look for options that match your flooring type. For example, felt-bottom sliders work best for hardwood or tile, while plastic sliders are ideal for carpeted surfaces. Always check the weight capacity of the sliders to ensure they can support your furniture safely. 2. Rotate cleaning tasks weekly. Instead of trying to clean the entire house every week, you could assign 1 or 2 rooms to each week. This rotation system spreads the workload over time, making it less daunting and more achievable. For instance, one woman on a senior living blog said, "Week 1 is the kitchen and bathroom. Week 2, I tackle the bedrooms. Week 3, I focus on the living and dining areas. By week 4, I circle back to the kitchen and bathroom." This cycle ensures that every area gets attention without overwhelming you. You can pair this approach with smaller daily tasks like wiping counters or sweeping high-traffic areas. This helps you maintain a consistently clean home with less effort. 3. Invest in multi-use cleaning tools. Owning tools that serve multiple purposes can save effort and storage space. For example, a steam cleaner can sanitize floors, clean grout, and refresh upholstery all in one. Similarly, microfiber cloths can dust, polish, and clean surfaces without needing extra sprays. David, a retired engineer, raved about his steam cleaner in a post. "I clean my bathroom tiles and kitchen floor without scrubbing. It's worth every penny." Investing in versatile tools simplifies your routine and reduces the physical effort required. 4. Take advantage of chair-based cleaning. If standing for long periods causes pain, clean while seated. Use a rolling stool or a sturdy chair to clean lower areas, like baseboards, without having to bend or crouch. Martha, a senior with knee problems, shared, "I sit on my rolling stool when I clean the bathroom. It's safer and easier, and I can get the job done without feeling miserable afterward." Finding ways to clean while seated can make the process more comfortable. 5. Prevention is key. The less mess you create, the less you have to clean. Simple habits like taking shoes off at the door, using placemats, or wiping spills immediately can significantly reduce the cleaning workload over time. For example, placing washable slipcovers on frequently used furniture can protect them from stains and wear, making maintenance easier. Similarly, coasters can prevent water rings on tables, and a simple shoe rack by the entrance can encourage family and guests to leave their footwear there. Frank, a disabled veteran, shared his mantra. "If I spill it, I clean it right then. If it's clutter, I put it away as soon as I'm done. Staying ahead of the mess is half the battle." Small preventative measures like these go a long way in maintaining a clean home and reducing the effort required for deeper cleaning sessions. 6. Use a cleaning calendar or checklist. Having a cleaning calendar can help break tasks into smaller, scheduled steps. Write down which chores to do on which days and keep it somewhere visible. This creates structure and helps you avoid feeling overwhelmed by the bigger picture. Joanne, a retired librarian, shared, "I bought a magnetic weekly planner for my fridge. It's so satisfying to tick off tasks like dust bookshelf or clean sink." A checklist also provides a sense of accomplishment as you mark each task complete. For those who prefer digital solutions, there are user-friendly apps like Toady or Our Home, which help you organize chores and send gentle reminders. If you'd rather go old school, printable templates for cleaning calendars are widely available online, including customizable versions you can adjust to suit your schedule. Try searching for printable cleaning calendar templates to find options that you can print and stick on your fridge or bulletin board for easy reference. 7. Practice one-handed cleaning techniques. If you experience joint pain or reduced mobility in one arm, learn one-handed cleaning techniques. You can use tools like a small handheld vacuum or a cleaning mitt that fits on one hand, allowing you to clean surfaces easily. Paul, a stroke survivor, shared his approach. "I use a mitt on my good hand for dusting, and it's so much easier than holding a cloth. I also have a lightweight handheld vacuum for quick cleanups." This method minimizes physical strain while still getting the job done. 8. Layer mats and rugs strategically. Protect floors in high-traffic areas with washable rugs or mats. These can catch dirt and spills, making cleaning quicker and easier. You can opt for slip-resistant mats for added safety. Linda, a senior with a spinal condition, shared, "I put washable mats in the kitchen and hallway. When they get dirty, I toss them in the washer instead of scrubbing the floors." Strategically placed mats can significantly reduce the need for frequent deep cleaning. 9. Optimize storage solutions. Accessible and organized storage reduces clutter and makes cleaning faster. Use labeled bins, sliding shelves, or stackable containers to store items in a way that doesn't require bending or reaching. Emily, a retired art teacher, explained, "I use clear bins for my art supplies and stack them at waist level. Everything's in sight and easy to grab, so I'm not fumbling around. A well-organized home is easier to maintain and keeps everything within reach." 10. Clean with essential oils for comfort. Cleaning doesn't have to be a chore. It can be a sensory experience. Add a few drops of essential oils like lavender or lemon to your cleaning sprays. The pleasant scents can uplift your mood while making your home smell fresh. Carolyn, who battles anxiety, shared this tip. "I add lavender oil to my mop water. It calms me while I clean, and the house smells amazing afterward." Transforming cleaning into a more enjoyable experience can make it less daunting and even therapeutic. However, it's important to take precautions if you or others in your household have allergies or sensitivities to essential oils. Test a small amount first and ensure proper ventilation when using them. Also, avoid using essential oils in areas frequented by pets, as some oils can be toxic to animals. 11. Use hands-free trash cans. Struggling with bending down to open trash can lids can cause unnecessary discomfort. Switching to a hands-free trash can with a foot pedal or sensor makes throwing away garbage quick and pain-free. These cans are particularly helpful in kitchens and bathrooms, where you often have your hands full. Mary, a senior with limited hand strength, shared, "My touchless trash can change my life. I don't need to bend or struggle to open it. It's so much easier." Investing in accessible trash disposal solutions can make routine tasks more comfortable. 12. Microfiber mop with spray functionality. Traditional mops can be heavy and cumbersome. A microfiber mop with a built-in spray feature is lightweight and eliminates the need for a bucket. You simply fill the mop's reservoir with a cleaning solution, and you're ready to go. Henry, who suffers from joint pain, swears by his microfiber spray mop. "It's light, and I can clean my floors without dragging a heavy bucket around. It's made cleaning so much easier." This tool is especially useful for maintaining hard floors with minimal effort. 13. Use washable cleaning pads. Disposable wipes can add up in cost and waste, so consider using reusable and washable cleaning pads. These pads can be attached to tools like Swiffers or used on their own for dusting and wiping. After use, simply toss them into the washing machine. Rebecca, a retired teacher, noted, "I love my washable pads because they're soft on my hands and save money. I use them to clean everything from counters to mirrors." Using washable pads not only saves money, but also ensures you always have cleaning tools on hand. 14. Simplify bedding changes. Changing bed sheets can be physically demanding, especially for seniors or those with mobility issues. Use fitted sheets with deep pockets and elastic corners that are easier to pull over mattresses. Additionally, lightweight quilts or comforters are easier to manage than heavy blankets. Laura, who has limited arm strength, shared her strategy. "I switched to a simple bed setup, just a fitted sheet, flat sheet, and a light quilt. Making the bed is much faster and doesn't wear me out." Simplifying your bedding setup can make this routine chore less daunting. 15. Use portable handheld vacuums. For quick cleanups, a handheld vacuum can be a lifesaver. It's lightweight, easy to maneuver, and perfect for small messes like crumbs on the couch or dirt near the doorway. Many handheld vacuums are cordless, making them even more convenient. Ben, a senior living with arthritis, commented, "I don't have the strength for a full vacuum, but my handheld model is perfect for small jobs. I keep it in the living room and use it almost daily." A handheld vacuum allows you to maintain cleanliness without the strain of handling a full-sized vacuum cleaner. 16. Adopt the 15-minute rule. One of the most repeated and appreciated pieces of advice is to break your cleaning into small, manageable chunks. Instead of trying to tackle your whole house in one go, dedicate just 15 minutes a day to tidying up. Set a timer and focus on one small area, like wiping down the kitchen counters or organizing a drawer. For example, Carol, a retired teacher, mentioned how she keeps a small sand timer on her kitchen counter. She flips it while doing dishes or wiping surfaces. "I know I can stop when the sand runs out," she said, "and it's amazing how much I get done in that short time." This method prevents burnout and gives you a sense of accomplishment without overwhelming you. 17. Create cleaning stations. Place cleaning supplies in multiple areas around the house. Having a small caddy in each room with essentials like disinfecting wipes, a dust cloth, and a handheld broom can make cleaning easier. This way, you don't have to lug supplies from room to room. Tom, who uses a wheelchair, shared, "I keep a mini spray bottle and wipes in the bathroom and kitchen. If I see something dirty, I can clean it right then without making a trip to the hall closet." This approach not only saves time, but also ensures that messes are dealt with promptly, preventing them from becoming bigger chores later on. 18. Enlist help, but do it your way. Accepting help isn't a sign of failure, it's a sign of resourcefulness. Whether it's a family member, friend, or professional cleaner, having someone assist with heavier tasks can make a big difference. But here's the key. Make it collaborative. Sit nearby and guide them on how you like things done. Margaret, an elderly woman living with MS, wrote in a post about how she involves her granddaughter in cleaning. "She vacuums while I fold laundry. We play music and it's turned into a bonding activity." Inviting others to help doesn't just make cleaning easier, it creates opportunities for connection and shared memories. 19. Declutter strategically. Clutter makes cleaning harder, so consider simplifying your space. Start with one drawer, one shelf, or one corner at a time. Decide what to keep, donate, or toss. Having less to manage can ease your burden immensely. In an online video dedicated to seniors, one gentleman shared how they decluttered with his daughter. "We played a game. If it didn't bring me joy or serve a purpose, it went into the donate box. It felt so freeing. Decluttering not only makes cleaning easier, but also creates a more peaceful and organized environment, reducing stress. 20. Prioritize high-impact areas. Focus your energy on the spaces you use the most. For instance, keeping the kitchen counters clean or ensuring your bathroom is tidy can have a big impact on how you feel about your home overall. Don't stress about the less visible areas. Barbara, a retired nurse, shared this pearl of wisdom. I've learned to close the door on my guest room. It's not perfect, but my living room is clean, and that's where I spend my time. Concentrating on high-traffic areas ensures that your efforts make the greatest difference in your daily life. 21. Incorporate cleaning into your routine. Tie cleaning tasks to things you already do daily. For example, wipe the bathroom sink after brushing your teeth or sweep the kitchen floor while waiting for your coffee to brew. Making cleaning a natural part of your routine prevents tasks from piling up. John, a retired truck driver, described his method on Reddit. Every night, I set a goal to clean one thing before bed, even if it's just wiping the TV remote. It's my way of ending the day on a productive note. Pairing cleaning with daily habits turns it into a seamless part of your lifestyle. 22. Leverage online and local resources. Many communities have volunteer services or affordable cleaning programs for seniors and disabled individuals. Some organizations offer free or low-cost assistance with chores. It's worth researching what's available in your area. One elderly shared a heartwarming story about finding a volunteer group that helps seniors in her town. They cleaned my windows last spring. It's amazing how much brighter my house feels now. Additionally, online platforms like TaskRabbit can connect you with people willing to assist with specific cleaning tasks for a reasonable fee. 23. Celebrate small wins. It's easy to get discouraged when you can't do as much as you'd like, but every little bit counts. Cleaned the kitchen table? That's a win. Tidied the living room? That's another win. Focus on what you've accomplished rather than what's left to do. Helen, who battles chronic fatigue syndrome, shared her perspective. I've stopped aiming for perfection. I aim for progress. Even if I'm just folding a few towels, I remind myself, this matters. Celebrating these small victories keeps you motivated and builds a positive mindset. 24. Practice self-compassion. Above all, be kind to yourself. Life changes, and so do our abilities. It's okay if your home isn't spotless. What matters most is that it's a space where you feel safe and comfortable. One elderly gentleman put it beautifully. A clean home is a blessing, but so is a home filled with love and laughter. Don't lose sight of what's truly important. Allow yourself the grace to prioritize your well-being over perfection, and remember that your home is a reflection of your life, not a measure of your worth. Keeping your house clean when you're elderly or disabled is not about striving for perfection. It's about finding a system that works for you. Celebrate your efforts, lean on your community, and remember that it's okay to ask for help. Your home is your sanctuary, and with a few adjustments, it can continue to be a source of pride and comfort for years to come. Feel free to share your own thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If you found the video helpful, kindly give it a like, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more tips on living your best life in your golden years. Take care, and thank you for watching. As we grow older, it's natural to think about where and how we'll spend our golden years. Many envision being close to their children as the ideal situation, helping raise grandkids, spending more time together, and being there for each other. It's often sold as the perfect way to remain connected. But what if I told you that this idea, as romantic as it sounds, could be a big mistake? Based on countless stories shared by individuals on various platforms and forums, I've seen a recurring theme. Living close to your children as you age often leads to unintended consequences. Here's why. Number 1. You may become a burden. One of the most frequently mentioned concerns is the fear of becoming a burden to your children. The reality is, as we age, we may need more support, and even though our kids may initially welcome the idea, over time, it can lead to unspoken resentment. I've read stories of well-meaning parents who moved closer to their kids, only to later feel like they were intruding. Think about this. Your kids are likely at the peak of their careers, managing their households, and possibly raising children of their own. Adding to their already packed schedules by being close may unintentionally pressure them into feeling like they must take care of you, even when they aren't ready for it. One woman on Reddit shared her regret, saying, "I moved closer to my daughter because I wanted to be part of her life and help with my grandchildren. But slowly, I realized I was asking for too much help myself. I became a burden to her, even though she never said it. It broke my heart, and now I feel stuck." It's not that your children don't love you. They do. But proximity often brings unplanned dependency, creating emotional and physical strains on the relationship. Living independently can actually help preserve the relationship. 2. Loss of independence and identity. Moving closer to your kids can sometimes unintentionally lead to a loss of your own independence. When you're physically close to family, it becomes easy to rely on them more than you should, whether it's for transportation, running errands, or simple decision-making. Take the story of a man who moved next door to his son and daughter-in-law, thinking it would be convenient. Within months, he found himself constantly asking for small favors like picking up groceries or driving him to appointments. Eventually, he stopped doing many things on his own because it was easier to ask for help. He admitted, "I feel like I've lost the confidence to do things by myself. My life has started revolving around them, and I've forgotten how to live by myself." Staying further away gives you a reason to maintain your independence. You're forced to remain active, both mentally and physically, which can add years to your life and help you hold on to your identity. 3. Strained relationships. Living too close can sometimes strain the very relationships you're trying to nurture. Just because you're family doesn't mean you'll get along all the time, especially when proximity magnifies every little issue. Many older parents report that living too close to their adult children leads to an almost parent-child dynamic again, where advice and opinions are freely given, even when they're not wanted. One mother in a forum shared, "I thought living next to my son would mean we'd have more quality time, but instead it's like I'm always in his way, and I give my opinion too much, which he doesn't appreciate. It's driving a wedge between us. You might think you're just offering help, but your children might perceive it as meddling." When you live farther away, interactions become more intentional, and there's a healthy space for both parties to breathe and grow individually. 4. Limited social life and isolation. Paradoxically, moving close to your children can sometimes lead to increased feelings of isolation. When you rely too much on your children for companionship or social interaction, you might unintentionally neglect to build your own community of friends and peers. I came across a story on a forum about a woman who moved close to her son and assumed she would be included in family gatherings, outings, and social circles. However, she soon realized that her son's life was much busier than she expected. She said, "I had uprooted my life, left behind friends and my community, thinking I'd be part of my son's daily life. But he's so busy, and I've ended up feeling more isolated than ever." Building relationships outside of your family is crucial. When you live independently, you're more likely to seek out social activities, meet new people, and maintain a sense of purpose and engagement in the world. This adds vibrancy to your life, something you can't get if you're overly reliant on your children. 5. Guilt and obligation on both sides. Living near your children can sometimes create an atmosphere of guilt. You might feel guilty asking for help, while your children may feel guilty when they don't have time to assist or visit as much as you'd like. One woman shared a poignant story about how she constantly felt torn between her aging parents, who lived just down the street, and her own busy life. She said, "Every time I couldn't help them, I felt guilty. But I also felt resentment building up because I wanted to focus on my career and kids. It's a no-win situation." For parents, there's also the emotional strain of feeling like you're in the way. When living independently, that constant tension of obligation melts away. Visits become more cherished, and there's less pressure on both parties to meet unspoken expectations. 6. You risk missing out on new experiences. Living near your children may limit your sense of adventure and willingness to explore new environments. When you settle close to family, there's a tendency to fall into routines, assuming that being nearby provides a sense of security. However, this comfort zone may rob you of the chance to experience new places, meet diverse people, and engage in activities you've always wanted to try, but never had the opportunity. A man shared his story about moving to a different state after retiring instead of settling near his kids. He mentioned, "My daughter was disappointed, but moving to a new city has brought me so much joy. I joined local clubs, made new friends, and found a community that shares my interests. I would have never done this if I had stayed close to my kids. Now when they visit, I feel like I'm showing them my new, vibrant life, rather than just being part of theirs." Choosing a different path for your retirement, whether it's traveling, relocating to a new city, or even living in a retirement community, can provide a wealth of experiences that keep you engaged and excited about life. You get to write the next chapter of your story, one that's uniquely yours. 7. Your children may not be ready for the responsibility. Most adult children aren't emotionally or practically prepared to take on the responsibility of an aging parent nearby. Hence, this can put an enormous amount of pressure on them, even when they try to handle it gracefully. One woman on a forum shared how her mother moved close by after her father passed. "It seemed like a good idea at first, but then I realized I wasn't ready for this kind of responsibility. I'm trying to balance work, raising my own kids, and now I'm also helping my mom more than I ever thought I would. It's caused stress in my marriage, and sometimes I just feel overwhelmed." Many adult children may still be navigating their own lives and aren't prepared to become caregivers in any capacity. When you live at a distance, they have the emotional space to prepare for this eventuality on their own terms. While they'll undoubtedly be there for you when you need them, it's better to allow them to come to that role naturally instead of feeling obligated prematurely. 8. You deserve to focus on yourself. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that being near your children is the best way to find meaning in your later years. But what about you? What do you want? After spending decades working, raising your family, and making sacrifices for others, it's finally time to focus on your own needs, passions, and desires. This is your time. A heartwarming story I came across was from a woman who moved to a beach town by herself after retiring. "I spent my whole life taking care of everyone, my kids, my husband, even my aging parents. I thought my next step would be to move closer to my kids, but I realized I had spent enough of my life being what other people needed. I found a place by the ocean, and for the first time in decades, I'm doing things for me. My kids come to visit, but they're seeing a mom who's happy and fulfilled. It's a gift I never expected to give them." Your retirement years should be about rediscovering yourself, reigniting your passions, and enjoying the freedom that comes with this stage of life. Whether it's traveling, taking up new hobbies, or simply enjoying quiet time on your own, focusing on your personal growth and happiness benefits both you and your relationship with your children. 9. Your children's parenting choices may frustrate you. Living close to your children often means seeing more of their parenting styles up close, and while that sounds like a great way to bond, it can lead to frustration if you don't agree with their choices. Whether it's discipline, education, or even what they feed their kids, you might find yourself in a situation where you're silently, or not so silently, disagreeing with how they're raising your grandchildren. A grandmother shared her experience on an online forum. I never realized how much I'd struggle with my daughter's way of parenting until I lived nearby. I want to help, but we're constantly butting heads over small things like how much TV they let the kids watch or how they handle tantrums. It's exhausting, and I sometimes regret moving so close. Another woman shared, I moved closer to my daughter thinking we'd spend more time together, but we ended up clashing over how she raises her kids. I grew up in a different time, and it's hard not to give advice even when it's not wanted. We've had arguments over things like screen time and discipline, and now I feel like I'm tiptoeing around her. When you live at a distance, those lifestyle differences are less in your face. You don't see the day-to-day decisions your kids are making, and it allows for more acceptance and less friction. This space can also help maintain the respect necessary for a positive relationship, ensuring your role as a parent doesn't shift into one of constant critique or unsolicited advice. This also allows your children to make their own choices without feeling judged. 10. Proximity can lead to overstepping boundaries. Even with the best intentions, living too close to your children can make it difficult to maintain healthy boundaries. It's easy to start popping over unannounced, expecting frequent visits, or becoming overly involved in their daily lives. This can unintentionally put pressure on your kids to respond to your needs at all times, leading to emotional exhaustion on both sides. One woman shared, I love my mom, but after she moved nearby, I started to feel like I was constantly on call. She dropped by unexpectedly, and while she just wanted to chat, I felt like I had no privacy or space. I started to resent her, and I know she felt hurt by my pulling away. Maintaining boundaries is essential for both parties to keep a sense of autonomy and mutual respect. Living further apart helps enforce those natural boundaries more easily, allowing your kids to maintain their family life while giving you the space to enjoy yours. Regular, planned visits become special and appreciated, rather than an expectation that can lead to tension. 11. The grandparent role can be overwhelming. Being close to your grandchildren can be a wonderful experience, but for many, it can also become overwhelming. If you live nearby, there's often an unspoken expectation that you'll be heavily involved in babysitting, school pickups, or simply spending large amounts of time with your grandkids. While this might be fulfilling for a while, it can start to wear you down, especially if you feel obligated to help out, even when you'd rather focus on your own needs. One grandfather shared, I moved closer to my daughter thinking I'd enjoy more time with my grandkids. I love them dearly, but now I find myself watching them almost every day, and it's exhausting. I'm retired, but I feel like I've taken on a new job. I don't know how to say no without causing tension, but I miss my free time. Living at a distance allows you to set boundaries more easily. You can still be an involved grandparent, but on your own terms, and without feeling like you're stepping into a full-time caregiving role. This ensures that your relationship with your grandchildren remains joyful, rather than a source of stress or obligation. It's not easy to admit, but living too close to your children in old age may not be the dream scenario you envision. It can lead to feelings of being a burden, a loss of independence, strained relationships, and even isolation. Your best life may actually be one where you maintain distance, both physically and emotionally, while still nurturing those connections. And it's not about abandoning your family or distancing yourself emotionally. It's about giving yourself the freedom to live your best life while allowing your children to do the same. It's about balance. Stay close in spirit, but give yourself and your children the space to live your lives fully and independently. Your golden years should be about self-fulfillment, maintaining your identity, and thriving in ways that go beyond the proximity of family. Trust me when I say that your family will appreciate you more when they see you thriving and living a life full of purpose. You'll find that the space, both physical and emotional, creates stronger bonds, healthier relationships, and a happier life for everyone involved. Feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, remember to give it a like and subscribe to help us reach more wonderful people like you. Thank you for watching. Living alone, especially as you grow older, is often portrayed as a peaceful and empowering experience. You get to do what you want, when you want, without any interruptions or obligations to others. While this is true to some extent, there's another side to the story that doesn't get talked about as often. Things you won't hear until you're living it yourself. I've gathered wisdom from countless platforms and forums, and I want to share what most people are saying. This isn't just my experience, but a collective one from those who've walked this path before. And it's not all bad, it's just real. So, let's talk about the parts of living alone as an older person that people don't tell you, and how you can make the most of it. Number 1. You have to be your own emergency backup. One of the biggest surprises about living alone in your later years is realizing that you are your own safety net. There's no one around to notice if something goes wrong. I've read stories of people who fell and weren't found for hours or even days because they didn't have anyone checking on them regularly. One Redditor shared how they had to start carrying their phone everywhere, even in the shower, just in case. While this might sound a little extreme, it's a good idea to think ahead about your safety. You might consider wearing a smartwatch or medical alert system, especially if you live in a more remote area or don't have close neighbors. It's one of those precautions that gives peace of mind and lets you continue living alone confidently. For example, I remember one comment from a woman on an online forum who installed an emergency key lockbox outside her house. This way, if something ever happens, trusted friends or family can get in without breaking a window. 2. Loneliness can be a real struggle, even for introverts. Most people think living alone is a dream for introverts, and for the most part it is. But even the most solitary people can face bouts of loneliness, especially when they're older. Many people on forums say that their social circles have shrunk over the years. Friends have moved away, retired, or passed on, and meeting new people can feel more challenging. One elderly gentleman shared in a forum how he'd go days without having a single conversation with anyone. He loved his independence, but missed the casual interactions of having someone around, a partner or a roommate, to chat with about the little things like the weather or what's for dinner. For others, the solution has been adopting a pet. Pets give you a sense of companionship, routine, and responsibility. As one woman said on a forum, "My cat might not talk, but he's always there when I come home, and that makes all the difference." 3. Keeping up with home maintenance can be overwhelming. One thing that gets more difficult with age and that nobody really talks about is keeping up with housework. As we get older, our energy levels change. Tasks like cleaning gutters, mowing the lawn, or even just vacuuming can feel more exhausting. I've read several stories of older people who let certain chores slide simply because they no longer had the stamina or desire to do them. One woman shared how she'd keep a list of home projects that needed to be done, but ended up putting most of them off. It wasn't that she didn't care about her home, it was just too overwhelming to tackle everything alone. If you're in this position, don't hesitate to get help. You might hire someone for the heavy lifting chores or ask family and friends to pitch in occasionally. And if your budget allows, consider downsizing. A smaller living space means less maintenance and fewer things to worry about, giving you more time to enjoy the things that matter. 4. Your daily routine becomes sacred, and that's okay. One thing that stood out in many personal stories is how much daily routines mean when you live alone. When you don't have a partner or housemate to share responsibilities or spontaneous plans, your routine becomes your stability. Whether it's the morning coffee on the porch, your afternoon walks, or your favorite TV show in the evening, these habits keep you grounded. A woman in her 70s shared how she starts her mornings by playing the same song while making breakfast, just to fill the quiet house with some energy. Another man explained how he looked forward to watering his garden every evening. He said it wasn't just about the plants, but the sense of purpose and structure it gave his day. There's beauty in that. Don't let anyone make you feel like having a rigid routine is a bad thing. It's these small, everyday moments that make living alone special. These are your rituals, and they give you control over your life. 5. Cooking for one can be tricky, but rewarding. Cooking for yourself can be one of those unexpectedly tricky things when you're older and living alone. You don't need to prepare big meals, and sometimes it feels like too much effort to make a full dish just for yourself. I've read countless stories of people defaulting to frozen meals or takeout because it's easier. But as one woman commented on forum, learning to love cooking for yourself can change your perspective entirely. It becomes less about the labor and more about the care you're putting into yourself. Try batch cooking on weekends or making meals that you can eat over a few days. Some have found joy in experimenting with new recipes, treating it as a hobby rather than a chore. You might find that preparing food for yourself becomes a little act of self-care, one of those things that remind you that you're worth the effort. Plus, it's a healthier and more budget-friendly option in the long run. 6. The quiet can be both a blessing and a curse. Silence is something people don't expect to hit them as hard as it does when they start living alone, especially if they're used to a bustling household or a full-time job. The house can feel too quiet, especially in the evenings. Some people thrive in that peace, but for others, it's unsettling. One older woman shared that she started leaving the radio on in the background while doing her chores just to fill the air with some noise. Another man said he listens to podcasts throughout the day to feel like someone is talking to him. Whether it's music, audiobooks, or the TV, finding ways to break the silence can make a huge difference. On the flip side, the quiet can be a real gift, especially if you've spent your whole life surrounded by people. It's a space to think, reflect, and recharge. 7. You need to be intentional about physical activity. Living alone, especially as you grow older, can mean fewer reasons to get up and move. Without a partner or housemate encouraging you to